I'm Matt from Unlimited. Welcome to this Q&A. Ladies and gentlemen, hi, and welcome to this edition of the Unlimited Q&A series here at the Unlimited YouTube channel, the Unlimited Facebook page, and the Unlimited One Twitter page. And if you would like to follow the Unlimited One Twitter page, like the Facebook page, and subscribe to this channel, the links to all of these will be in the description box down below, as well as information on how to get questions answered in a future Q&A video. I have enough questions for me to do a two-part Q&A. So if your question did not get answered in this Q&A video, it will get answered in the second one. Or if it's just so outrageous, I probably will not answer it. It's just the way the cookie crumbles. Let's get started. I guess I'll just get Brett Lipke's questions out of the way. Now I know how Anything Goes Show feels when Chase Allen asks questions. Shout out to Anything Goes Show. Subscribe to their channel if you have not. And be on the lookout for something incredibly special involving Anything Goes Show at a certain Royal Rumble day, which would be, I believe, January 29th. Be on the lookout for something like that. Something during that time. And more on that to come. Brett Lipke, why didn't they call the Royal Rumble a many-man throw fest? Oh, by the way, this Q&A and the next Q&A will both be Royal Rumble themed. Thank you to whoever submitted questions. In terms of your question, next question. Do you think the Rumble would be better if they put thumbtacks all over the outside of the ring? Yes! It'd be even better if they replaced all the ropes with barbed wire. Maybe they could alternate years of 330 and the 300-man Royal Rumble. Oh, 300-man. Oh, God. You'd have to combine all those independent companies together, and you probably still wouldn't have 300. I don't know, maybe, but 300. Why not move the Royal Rumble to the WrestleMania pre-show? Well, you know what? They put championship matches on pre-shows all the time, so why not? You know, honestly, WWE would do something like that. That is something WWE would definitely consider doing. And if you wanted to do, let's say, do like a mini Rumble, even if it's a 10-man, for a shot at like the IC title or the US title, or even if you did like a Cruiserweight Open type of thing, which I've suggested in the past, and the winner of that goes on to face whoever the champion is during the main show, I'd be fine with that, honestly. But moving the Royal Rumble, like the normal Royal Rumble, the 30-man Royal Rumble, that the winner gets the world title shot at WrestleMania to the pre-show, yeah, no. Although that is something that WWE would consider doing in the future, so you never know. You never know. Why don't wrestlers come out to generic themes in the Rumble under a cover of darkness, and then we discover who they are 30 seconds later, and then it is light for 20 seconds, and then back to darkness? Well, other than that last part, you know what? Why not? Because if you know the wrestler's theme song, that ruins the surprise because you already know who it is. If you did something like the old days where you came out to no music, or if you did something like you suggested and have the arena be dark, and then all of a sudden you see someone right in front of the ring, right next to the ring, whatever, when the lights come back on, that'd be kind of cool. You know, you'd still keep that surprise element. You never know who's going to come out next. I feel like once you hear the theme song, you already know what's going to happen. So, there we go. Do you think The Royal Rumble would be neat if they played a dubstep loop for the entire hour. Hell no. But again, that is something the WWE would consider doing in the future. If a wrestler cut the top rope of the ring, would the second rope then become the default top rope? I think you asked this last year when I did a Rumble-themed Q&A. I mean, I guess. Would it be cool if instead of every minute, wrestlers came out every 4 minutes? No. You might as well just make the whole show the Royal Rumble match. 4 minutes. You know, maybe if you did a shorter one, like a 10 or 15 man Rumble, maybe 4 minutes could work, but 4 minutes for a 30 man? No, thank you. We need more. Oh, excuse me, we need less WWE, not more. Why don't more wrestlers utilize banana peels as weapons? This isn't a Rumble question, but you're damn right. You know what? Maybe they should do a spot in the Royal Rumble where somebody tosses a banana peel in the ring and someone slips over it and slips and falls over the top rope. That'd be kind of funny, though. They should have a Royal Rumble match where each wrestler can be eliminated 3 times, and the number of times everyone has been eliminated is tracked on a graphic on the screen, and if you eliminate 3 people, you get an extra life. This isn't even a question. What? Is this a video game? What the hell? Oh, mercifully, Brett's questions are over. Dylan Messerschmidt gets worse. When are we going to get the 30-man reverse Royal Rumble? All right, well, I'm going to give you my smart answer. Go watch any old TNA stuff. I'm sure there's a reverse battle royal in there somewhere. Are there any alternative prizes you'd want the winner to get? Yes. And I think you asked this as a joke question, but I took this as a serious question. Yes. When the streak was still alive, the winner should have had a choice of whether to face whoever the world champion is, or face The Undertaker for the undefeated streak, because during some cases, the streak meant more than either of the world titles. Or when they merged the belts, it meant more than the one title. There were some years where it was like that, others where it wasn't. But I think the winner should have had that option. Or you could have done another Royal Rumble match where the winner of that gets The Undertaker. But other than that, if you're talking about in addition to the title shot, nah. They're already getting a title shot at WrestleMania. What else do you need? Let's see here. What if the top rope was 7 feet above the mat? Next question. Gets worse. Ryan Klimaszewski, why hasn't the Rumble taken place on Mars yet? I don't know. Go to Mars and tell me how it is. Angel Ernest, what crazy things will Kofi do this year? Honestly, he's been slipping over the past couple of years. I think last year his big spot was him going on Big E's shoulders. I mean, that's not really that spectacular. He's been kind of slipping in the last couple of years, so we'll see. We'll see. It'll be hard to top the handstand or the hand walk, whatever, and the JBL's announce chair. It'll be tough to follow those. And, you had 2014 where he jumped from like a really far wall to get back into the ring, and then he hung on the bottom rope. Instead of using his hands, he used his feet. That was pretty cool. But then 2015, you had, him getting thrown into the Rosebuds. And then last year, you had the whole Big E thing. It's going to be a tough act to follow. Would it be cool if we saw something spectacular like in previous years? Yes. I don't think it's going to happen. Or if it does, it's not going to be that spectacular. Let's see. Kevin Nguyen, best superstar to not win the Rumble yet. If you're talking about current wrestlers, I mean, there's not really a lot of them that have won a Rumble. Jericho is up there. Foley's up there. Ultimate Warrior's up there. Randy Savage is up there. I mean, if you're talking Rumble yet, so you're referencing current superstars, I guess Kevin Owens, Seth Rollins, screw Dean Ambrose, AJ Styles. Those are just some. Let's see here. I think I'm going to finish off with Francesco Bruno. Best elimination in the Royal Rumble match. I can tell you one of the worst. Randy Savage thinking this was a regular match, trying to pin Yokozuna. Yoko literally just threw him up and over the top rope. That's probably one of the worst. If you look at some of the better ones, this isn't really exactly the best, but when Snitsky nailed that clothesline on Paul London, and London did like a shooting star press off of the apron because he got hit so hard, and then he fell like flat on his face. Speaking of falling flat on his face, you go back to Royal Rumble 2000. You know what, honestly, the 2000 Royal Rumble match was not that great, but it was pretty much saved by Jerry the King Lawler continuously playing Taka Michinoku, getting thrown over the top rope and his face hitting the floor. And that wasn't even an elimination. He tried to make a run-in during the Rumble match. That's probably one of the funnier ones. I mean, I know it's not an elimination, but that's up there. I could still give you some of the worst. The way the Royal Rumble in 2015 ended was pretty crappy. Best? Maybe Flair and Sid tossing out, Hogan and Flair. Wait a minute. Who was that? Was it Hogan and Flair that worked together to toss Sid out? Even though that led to Hogan Sid, which nobody wanted to see, that's probably one of them, I guess. That clinched the world title for Ric Flair, so I guess you can put that up there. I don't know, honestly. That's a tough one. What was the biggest upset in Rumble history? Some may say Alberto Del Rio in 2011, because I wasn't expecting him to win. I don't really think anybody was expecting him to win. I wasn't really expecting him to get forced down our throats the way he was in late 2010 and early 2011. You think about it, in a year's time, Del Rio won the Rumble, was in a world title match at WrestleMania, won Money in the Bank, and then won the WWE title at SummerSlam. Talk about a force. It's not as bad as like Sheamus or Randy Orton, but it was a force. So biggest upset. Yeah, Del Rio's up there. I guess if you're talking about upset winners, Del Rio, yeah. If you're talking about upsets in general, obviously Maven eliminating The Undertaker in the 2002 Royal Rumble was an upset. You could talk about Bo Dallas eliminating Wade Barrett as a... crap, forgot the word. An upset, there we go. Sometimes that happens when you have a million things in your mind. That's just what happens. Again, tough question. Good question, though. Should they have two separate Royal Rumbles? Two separate 30-man Royal Rumbles? No. Two separate 15-man Royal Rumbles? Maybe one to kick off the show and one to main event the show? Yeah, maybe. Or if they added like a women's Rumble, which you asked later, since the women's division is getting bigger, should they have their own Rumble? Yeah, I think they eventually should, but I don't think it should be 30 women. They don't have that many women, so 15 could be good. You could still throw in a couple of surprise entrants, like maybe a Mickie James, or maybe a Lita or a Trish. You never know. You never know. Should they have the Legends Royal Rumble this year or in the future? No. No. What's the point? I don't really see a point in that. And finally, what is your favorite Royal Rumble and why? 2005 is up there. 2002 was a pretty good show. Let's see. 2008 was a damn good show. 2009 was a damn good show. None of the recent ones. Definitely none of the recent ones. Especially, like, 2011 sucked. 2012 sucked. 2013 was just really, really predictable. 2014 was a one-match show. 2015 was a one-match show. 2016, again, kind of predictable. But favorite Rumble, if you're talking about Royal Rumble match or Royal Rumble pay-per-view. Okay, Royal Rumble pay-per-view, 2009. Royal Rumble match, one of the earlier ones back in the 90s. Especially when you had all that star power in it, like you had people like Hogan and Flair and Andre and this guy and that guy and that guy. It was just really damn good to see all that star power in one Rumble. I am hoping that since the possibilities are endless when it comes to this Royal Rumble, that this Royal Rumble is going to be really, really good. But in the WWE in the past couple of months, or excuse me, the past couple of years, I've been proven otherwise. So we'll see what happens. But favorite Royal Rumble match, Royal Rumble pay-per-view, excuse me, is 2009. Match, probably one of the early 90s Rumbles. Thanks again for submitting questions. I know I missed a lot of you. There is going to be a second part to this Q&A, and that is going to come on Friday. I'm resuming the Q&A schedule as originally planned. I will be doing a wrestling Q&A every Monday and every Friday, and a sports Q&A every other Wednesday. You are probably not going to get one this coming Wednesday. You will definitely get one next Wednesday. There will be a lot more sports videos, a lot more wrestling videos. The debut of the Unlimited podcast is going to come on January 28th. Sit back, relax, and watch me and a special guest talk about the Royal Rumble and NXT TakeOver San Antonio and just give our thoughts on those two shows and what is to come in the future. And again, like I mentioned earlier in the show, January 29th, the second episode of the Unlimited podcast will feature special guest Anything Go Show. I've been on their channel a couple times. They're going to be on my channel for the first time, and we're going to recap the Royal Rumble. That's going to come immediately following the show, probably around 11:30 Eastern. So there you have it, folks. Q&A 41. Part 1 of this Q&A is in the books. Part 2, we'll see you on Friday.